move right on to conduct of business. The first item is adopt a resolution authorizing continued participation in the City-County Association of Governments of San Mateo County, CAG, and approval of the Joint Powers Agreement and authorizing the mayor to execute the Joint Powers Agreement. City Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. This is a recurring action which reauthorizes the continuation of CAG, or the San Mateo City Council, City-County Association of Governments. The current agreement expires later this year on December 1st, 2011, and it's necessary to begin early to get around to all the city councils to get the necessary numbers of cities with the majority of the population in San Mateo County to complete the reauthorization. I know that you're well familiar with CAG and its numbers of accomplishments and contributions over the last many years. I'm actually sorry that Councilmember O'Connell is not yet. There she is.
She timed this just for this.
As the council is aware, Councilmember O'Connell has spent many years and a great deal of productive time and energy representing the city of San Bruno on the CAG board, and she's obviously very familiar. So while she's getting herself settled, I would just like to highlight a couple of what I consider to be the most important and beneficial to San Bruno accomplishments and initiatives of CAG over the last recent number of years. Those include 4 items that I think we should be particularly proud of. The first is the participation that we provided in the CAG initiative to take advantage of a new ABAG opportunity for local regions to complete their own housing needs allocation analysis. And in this case, San Bruno was benefited by being able to negotiate, if you will, or to participate within our region in order to reach an agreement for what amounts to a mandate for production of housing. More recently, CAG was successful in a ballot measure. It provides over $175 million to local jurisdictions within San Mateo County over the next 25 years to complement other funds for critical activities in transportation and stormwater initiatives. Transportation-oriented development program, this is one that the city of San Bruno has participated in. We've been fortunate to receive probably close to $1 million in funding through that program based on our production of housing in order to produce improvements throughout our community, most notably the median island improvements that we've, among those, the ones that we've recently completed along El Camino Real. And then lastly, and this probably goes back about 2 years, CAG was very instrumental in advocating and rallying our advocacy with the Regional Water Quality Control Board having to do with new NPDES stormwater discharge requirements that are extremely onerous. They were implemented, but I think that CAG was very effective in providing advocacy for the city's perspective, for the city's, multiple cities' perspective in meeting those probably necessary requirements. Rich Napier, the executive director, is that your title, of CAG, is in the audience tonight along with his wife. And I would just like to say that it's a pleasure to work with Rich. I think he has our best interests in mind. Not to the exclusion of those other communities up and down the peninsula, of course, but I think he is a creative and proactive advocate for cities and one who uses the Council of Governments format for a true benefit and means of creating initiatives that actually move us further forward in many necessary activities. I'm proud to be a part of the San Mateo County City Council Association of Government, City County Associations of Government, because I've seen that in my experience in 2 other counties that this Council of Governments is probably, as I said, the most proactive and creative that I've seen. So I think that with that little bit of advocacy, I think your action to reauthorize CAG is well warranted and would be expected to be continuing to be of benefit to San Bruno and other cities. I'm sure Councilmember O'Connell has some additional comments.
You did that so eloquently. I just want to echo what you said about Richard. The CAG would not be what it is without Richard's leadership. He has brought forward many of the ideas that the the CAG board has acted on, and we wouldn't be there without you, Richard, so I just want to publicly acknowledge that. And the other part that's so unique about CAG is how collaborative everyone is. There's 21 of us. We sit down, sometimes even more than that, because we have MTC representatives and other representatives who come in. But we truly sit down and try to tackle regional problems in a regional way. We always try to acknowledge that we can't fix everything, that we can't always get money to every community every single time we do something, but overall, throughout the years, everyone has benefited much more than any of the money that they've put into it. So I'd be happy to answer any questions. I know Richard would as well.
Any questions? Richard, would you like to say anything?
You made this trip, you might as well say something, Richard.
Richard Napier, 555 County Center, Redwood City. Certainly I appreciate the comments of staff. I guess the one thing I would say that I'm always saying, my viewpoint is from the cities. And a lot of the issues we're fighting in the region is trying to represent the cities. And I think the one additional thing that I would make is we try to provide services for the cities. There's a lot of things that you're short on staff, funds are tight, but relative to transportation funding, relative to the stormwater, we're paying for the NPDS claim with the Commission on Mandates. I agree with your city manager relative to the onerous aspect of that. So one of the things we're trying to do is to be an extension of your staff in those very specialized areas that's not possible. So I'll certainly be glad to respond to any questions. I also want to thank the City Council for Councilmember O'Connell's. She's been on the CAG board from the very first day that I was there, and she's been an excellent leader. So we certainly appreciate that commitment.
Thank you. Any questions? Action?
Introduce. Well, I'll be happy to introduce the resolution.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Medina.
Aye.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.